You wake up, and before the sun has fully touched your face, the weight is already there. It's not something you can see or touch, but it presses on your chest with relentless insistence. Every sound is amplified, every expectation magnified, and every choice feels like a stone in your pocket. You have been carrying this burden for so long that it no longer surprises you, but it does tire you. Every day, life feels heavier than the one before, and here lies the paradox, the very strength that allowed you to endure. The resilience that saved you from breaking when you were younger is now the weight that drags you down. What once protected you, your capacity to hold, to absorb, to carry what others could not, is now the thing that suffocates you. You are strong, and that strength has a cost. You've become an unwilling magnet for responsibility, emotion, and pressure, and it is exhausting in ways most people will never understand. You try to stay calm, to breathe, to ground yourself, but it's as if the world has increased its gravity, and your own internal mechanisms no longer respond the way they once did. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's a nervous system rewired by survival, by alertness, by years of carrying more than anyone should. You are not broken. You are burdened, and understanding that distinction is the first step toward reclaiming calm, toward reclaiming yourself. This burden, this chronic sensation of heaviness, has a name, though you might not have heard it: overburdened sensitivity. Psychologists often describe it as a form of hypervigilance, a constant monitoring of your internal and external environment. Your brain, in its brilliance, has evolved to anticipate threats, to protect you, but it never learned when to turn off. Think of your nervous system as a finely tuned orchestra. In childhood, when danger or unpredictability hovered, your system learned to play every instrument at full volume. You became sensitive to subtleties that others ignore: the sharp intake of a parent's breath, the change in tone of a friend, the weight of unspoken expectation. This sensitivity allowed you to survive, but it rewired your default mode network, the neural network that governs self-reflection and rest. Now, even in stillness, your mind cannot stop playing the symphony of stress. Another term that illuminates this experience is parentification. Often invisible, parentification occurs when a child must assume emotional responsibility beyond their years, tending to the needs of caregivers while suppressing their own. You learned to hold space for others' pain before your own, and that skill has become automatic. You are, in essence, a container, an internal reservoir for what the world cannot process. Finally, there's somatic the body remembers what the mind tries to ignore. Chronic tension, shallow breathing, muscle tightness, and a constant sense of pressure are your nervous system's language, speaking the truth that your conscious mind often overlooks. The weight you feel is both literal and figurative, a nervous system built to hold, and a life built to demand it. This isn't pathology. This is adaptation. But adaptation has a price. The very mechanisms that allowed you to survive are now misaligned with the life you wish to lead. The emotional cost is profound. Imagine carrying an invisible backpack filled with stones no one else can see. You move through the world carefully, politely, always anticipating impact, always holding back a part of yourself to prevent the bag from spilling. This creates what psychologists call invisible grief, a sorrow that is never named, never mourned, never validated. Philosophers have long understood this burden. Seneca, the Stoic, wrote of the tyranny of what he called internal overgrowth, the accumulation of responsibilities and anxieties within the self. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, he said, and he was not wrong. The imagination of threat, of responsibility, of unspoken expectation, often weighs more than any external reality. You sacrifice authenticity for survival. Every moment you choose compliance over expression, every time you silence your needs to hold space for another, you add weight to your internal ledger. The fear driving this is fundamental. The fear of vulnerability, of judgment, of appearing weak. You've learned that being too soft can be dangerous, and being too loud can be unbearable. So you settle for survival, not presence. And here's the paradox again. You long for calm, for peace, for the simplicity of unburdened existence. But the very survival strategies that kept you safe now prevent you from achieving it. Strength has become exhaustion, vigilance has become anxiety, and empathy has become a trap. In adulthood, the echoes of this overburdened sensitivity manifest in ways that feel ordinary, yet are deeply disruptive. You might notice patterns you didn't connect before. Relationship overfunctioning. You anticipate others' needs constantly, sometimes to the detriment of your own. You clean up emotional messes that aren't yours, and in doing so, you feel indispensable but secretly depleted. Career overextension. At work, you say yes to everything because declining feels selfish or risky. You excel under pressure, but the cost is chronic fatigue and a creeping sense of resentment. Boundary erosion. Saying no feels impossible, even when it is necessary. You confuse boundaries with rejection, so you bend, fold, and absorb until your edges are almost invisible. Internalized judgment. Your inner dialogue is harsh. You replay mistakes, anticipate criticism, and never allow yourself the ease that comes with being human. Restlessness in rest. Even in quiet moments, you cannot fully relax. Your nervous system anticipates impact, scanning for emergencies that no longer exist. Sleep is often shallow. Calm feels fleeting. Emotional hyper-responsibility. You feel accountable for others' feelings, moods, and experiences. If someone is upset, it is a reflection of your failure to anticipate or manage their world. These are coping strategies, not your true nature. Recognizing them is the first step toward healing. Begins with witnessing without judgment. Notice when you are overextending. Notice when calm eludes you. Name the patterns. Acknowledge that they were survival strategies. Give yourself permission to release what is no longer necessary. Healing is not about becoming invulnerable. It is about choosing softness in the presence of strength, about recalibrating your nervous system to hold less, to rest more, to witness rather than absorb. Practical steps matter. Inner child reparenting. Speak to the part of yourself that learned to carry everything alone. Comfort, validate, and reassure that it is now safe to release some weight. Shadow work. Examine the impulses that drive overextension. Are you doing this to avoid rejection, shame, or fear? Naming it diffuses its power. Intentional rest. Create daily rituals of rest that are non-negotiable. Even 10 minutes of conscious breathing can retrain the nervous system. Boundary practice. Start small. Decline something minor. Observe the anxiety and let it exist without capitulation. The nervous system learns through repetition. Compassionate witnessing. Notice when the burden rises and acknowledge it. I see you, I feel you, but I do not need to carry this alone. As Carl Jung once observed, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Here lies the transformative truth. The weight you feel is not your identity. It is a symptom of survival. By witnessing, by choosing, by softening, you move from being a container of the world to being a participant in your own life. So when everything feels heavy, remember, you are not weak. You are a survivor, learning to be human again. Strength and calm are not opposites, they are partners. Choose to place the stones down, one by one, and watch the world lighten. Not because it has changed, but because you have chosen to change your relation to it. Your calm is not a luxury. It is a reclamation. You do not need to carry everything. You only need to carry yourself, and, even that, gently, with care, and without apology.